Hello, my sweet Atlantis Scalar peeps. As you all know, my father-in-law died this week, so I'm going to leave for Norway tomorrow. I know this message won't wear well over time, but it is July 2022. And I'm going to try to work while I'm there when I can, so I don't get too far behind, but it's going to be a big deal. This guy was a political and geopolitical giant, so he's going to get a lot of respect, this respect he deserves. So today, I want to start talking to you about how you can heal yourself. And I might do different things, from one video to the next. But many of you guys recall this story that I told. I was walking in Memorial Forest, and I'm real clumsy. So I tripped and fell, and it was in the middle of nowhere, basically. And a path that was not well used. So I would have to wait for God only knows how long before somebody found me. And my knee swelled to the size of a grapefruit. So I said, okay, I can't get out of here on my own. So I heard about energy healing. So let me try this. And you could do this with your own joints pain. We're going to talk about pain today. I just visualized source light, white light. And there's many ways to do this. Entering my crown chakra, going through to my hands, and then I put my hands around my knee and imagined white light just sweeping like a squeegee over all the red, the inflammation. I imagined the bursa filled with joint fluid, all inflamed, and it's white light just shining on that, shining on the ligaments, the tendons, the supporting muscles, just, basically almost down to a cellular level. Okay. If you have a muscle spasm, for example, you can see the muscle fiber just a mess and all red. Squeegee time, car wash, just bam, send bright white light to that area. And to my surprise, within 5 minutes, my knee was completely normal and no pain. I walked out of there with no problems, except for my pride was injured. I'm used to that. So that is something you can practice. It's just, it works on headaches. And if you can imagine on a headache, white light just shooting into your brain. So the muscles, especially the muscles, the scalp muscles that are so tense. I usually make that sound too, because it sometimes helps. White light. All right, so that's it for the main topic. I really would like you guys to cheer me up by sending me video and or written testimonials. It really brightens my day. Also, one announcement: be sure that you don't include in your order people that don't live with you, because it will make their lives much worse if we don't also do their home and their land, etc. Just a note, because I've had that happen once or twice. All right, we'll go on with the bedtime story, my life after death. This is one of the hardest chapters. Well, second hardest. My goodbyes. I knew that I needed to say goodbye to my family and friends. Technically speaking, my goodbyes weren't really goodbyes. I just wanted my family members and friends to know that I was okay, that I still existed somehow, and that I appreciated all they'd given to me. I felt like I had done them wrong in the sense that I didn't give them a chance to say goodbye to me. I was ready, but they weren't. That's where I kind of fucked up. Looking back now, I realized that I was already helping people when I was saying my goodbyes. Connecting to the people I loved became easy after I died. The emotional distance I had at the beginning that I found so damn useful disappeared with that body bag after it was zipped up. I didn't need that distance anymore. In a way, it was great because now, how we talked about using our 5 senses to emotionally and physically connect. As a spirit guide, I not only had those 5 senses, but I also had this whole other palette of emotions that I could use to reach out and connect. I could sense people's feelings and hear their thoughts. I realized this new power was coming from me, and that it was a natural sense, just like sight or hearing or smell, but unique to my new plane of existence, whatever that was. It was part of me, and it made me feel bigger and better and happier. Because I would tap into each one of my family members and friends' feelings and thoughts. I decided to tailor every goodbye to how each person would have liked to experience it and what would be best for them. They couldn't see or hear me, but I hoped that somehow it would soak in. And it turned out that it did. It wasn't like I was stuck with just picking up the phone, going, hey man, I love you, take care, bye. Or like I stood in front of them with a bullhorn and shouted. I just sat next to them and talked. And since they processed everything I said energetically, I could give them the sensation or gut feeling that everything was going to be okay. I told each one of them that I loved them, that I was leaving, and that I was going to be fine. When I think back on who I said my goodbyes to and when, I realized that memories from every relationship were different for me. It's not like when I was human and could think back into the past. It seemed like everything was stuck in the present and there was no past or future, like I was experiencing my entire relationship with each person simultaneously. But it wasn't overwhelming or scary. It just felt right. Later, I will learn that where I am, time is not linear like it is on Earth. So that means that memory and timelines and shit work differently for me than they do for you. But if I try to line it up in Earth time, basically here's how it went. I said goodbye to my sisters and brother first. I started with Christina. I visited her at her house the night of my death. She was lying on her couch with the covers pulled up around her chin, trying to digest the events of the day. I could see that she was both shaken and in shock from processing everything that had just happened. At the same time, she was numb. Can you be numb and shocked at the same time? I'd say so. I didn't really know, but that's how it seemed to me. Christina wasn't angry with me right after my death, though. That would come later. It was fucking horrible to sense that from her when it did. She felt some remorse too, because right before my death, I texted her to tell her that mom had given me her old iPhone, and I was so proud and excited. But she felt a little annoyed with me and didn't text me back. That would have been the last time I talked to her. Yeah, she still regrets that. Because she was the oldest, I always thought of Christina as Miss Fix-It, but not in a bad way. She cares for everybody like it's her responsibility. But she loves doing it. She didn't want to believe that my death was real because I think she felt like if she did, it meant that that it somehow would have been her job to save me, even though that would have been impossible. I don't think she wanted to believe that I died by taking my life either. Her grief was absent and disconnected so she could protect herself from it. That absence was like a wall all around her. So it made it hard for me to get close to her. I also realized that if I did, it would make things too real for her and she would shut down. I had to use the happy moments of the memories of the things we'd done together so she wouldn't just concentrate on what had just happened and get overwhelmed. Once I was able to reach Christina through those memories, I sat beside her and told her all the things she'd taught me. That's what I did with everyone I said goodbye to. I told them what I'd learned from them. With my sisters and my brothers, I learned that whenever they got on my nerves or when I didn't feel like they were in my corner, that it wasn't about me, it was about their own shit. I think that's how it works with pretty much everybody, you know? Anyway, with Christina, I told her that she taught me how you have to protect your heart. You can't always walk around with it fully exposed like I had. Some people who protected their hearts are misunderstood. They're seen as cool or aloof, but they can still feel deeply, and Christina does. After Christina, I said goodbye to my sister, Michelle. We'll stop there, but I'll tell you a story. Then the making of the documentary, which is almost finished, finally. One of Eric's friends was interviewed by the filmmaker, and he recounted this story. He said that one day he was just lying on his bed, and all of a sudden Eric's face comes right up to him and shocked the crap out of him. And it happened again, you know, and he just didn't understand. Well, then a few hours later, he got the message from my daughter Michelle that what had happened. So obviously Eric had visited David right after his death, but we didn't put that in the book because, you know, it's a personal thing. Anyway, that's all. Not looking forward to the travel to Norway. It's so far away, but like I say, I will not get far behind. I promise, and I will catch up fast as I always do. I love you guys, and please hit the notification button, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, this comes in every conceivable format. So love you. Bye.